The first time Zylith saw a human, she thought they were fragile, delicate even. Their skin was soft, their bones lacked the natural armor plating of her species, and their muscles seemed laughably underdeveloped compared to the average Galactic Federation citizen. When she was assigned to work alongside a human named Jack on the interstellar research vessel Stellar Horizon, she was certain he'd break within a week. She was wrong, but not in the way she expected. It happened during a routine planetary survey on Kepler 452b, a lush, Earth-like world teeming with bioluminescent flora and fauna. The team was collecting samples near a crystalline river when Jack slipped on a moss-covered rock. Zylith heard the crack before she saw it, a sickening wet snap that made her antennae twitch in alarm. Jack went down hard, clutching his leg. Zylith rushed to his side, her 4 eyes wide with horror. "Jack, your limb, it's broken." Jack looked up at her, his face pale but oddly calm. "Yeah," he said through gritted teeth. "That's what it feels like." Zylith's mandibles quivered. On her homeworld, a broken limb was a life-threatening injury. Without immediate medical attention, the victim would go into shock, their circulatory system would fail, and they'd die within hours. She fumbled for her comlink. "Medical emergency. Human crew member has sustained a critical injury. Requesting immediate evac." Jack reached out and gently pushed her hand down. Whoa, hold on. It's not that bad." "Not that bad," Zylith screeched. "Your bone is protruding from your flesh. How is this not bad?" Jack glanced at his leg, which was indeed bent at an unnatural angle, and shrugged. I've had worse." Zylith stared at him, her mind struggling to process his nonchalance. "You've had worse?" "Yeah," Jack said, leaning back on his elbows. "Once, I broke my arm in 3 places during a rugby match. Finished the game, though." "You what?" Before Zylith could fully comprehend the insanity of his statement, Jack started laughing. It wasn't a nervous laugh or a pained laugh. It was a full-bodied, genuine laugh that echoed through the forest. "Why are you laughing?" Zylith demanded. "This is a serious injury." I know," Jack said, wiping tears from his eyes. "It's just the look on your face. Priceless." Zylith's antennae flattened against her head in frustration. "You are the most illogical, irrational, infuriating species I have ever encountered." "Thanks," Jack said, grinning. "We try." By the time the medevac team arrived, Zylith was pacing back and forth, muttering to herself in her native tongue. The medics, a pair of stoic Vulparians, took one look at Jack's leg and immediately began preparing a stretcher. "No need for that," Jack said, waving them off. "I can walk." "You most certainly cannot," Zylith snapped. "Watch me," Jack said, pushing himself to his feet. He wobbled for a moment, then took a step forward. His face contorted in pain, but he didn't fall. Zylith's jaw dropped. "How are you doing that?" "Adrenaline," Jack said, taking another step. "And stubbornness." The Vulparians exchanged a glance, then shrugged and followed him as he hobbled toward the shuttle. Zylith trailed behind, her mind reeling. Back on the Stellar Horizon, the ship's medical officer, a no-nonsense Cygnian named Dr. Vera, examined Jack's leg. "Compound fracture," she said, tapping the holographic display. "You'll need surgery to realign the bone and a few weeks of rest to heal." "A few weeks?" Jack groaned. "I don't have time for that. We've got samples to analyze and reports to file." "You're not going anywhere until you're healed," Dr. Vera said firmly. Jack sighed but didn't argue. As the doctor prepared the operating room, Zylith lingered by his bedside. "I don't understand you," she said quietly. How can you be so calm about this? Jack smiled. Pain's just part of being human. You learn to deal with it. But why laugh? Why not scream or cry? Laughing helps, Jack said with a shrug. It's like a defense mechanism. If you can laugh at the pain, it doesn't control you. Zylith tilted her head, considering his words. That's oddly profound. Yeah, well, don't let it get around, Jack said, winking. I've got a reputation to uphold. Over the next few weeks, Zylith visited Jack in the med bay every day. She brought him reports to review, samples to analyze, and, much to his delight, a stash of Earth-style snacks from the ship's replicator. As she watched him work, his leg propped up in a cast, she began to understand why humans were so feared and respected in the Galactic Federation. They weren't the strongest or the fastest or the most technologically advanced species. But they were, without a doubt, the most resilient. You know, she said one day, I used to think humans were weak. But now, I think you might be the strongest species in the galaxy. Jack laughed. No, we're not strong. We're just too stupid to know when to quit. Zylith smiled. Perhaps that's a kind of strength. By the time Jack's cast came off, Zylith had developed a newfound respect for humans. She no longer saw them as fragile or delicate. Instead, she saw them for what they truly were: tenacious, adaptable, and utterly indomitable. As they returned to Kepler 452b to finish their survey, Zylith found herself walking a little closer to Jack, her antennae twitching with curiosity. So, she said, what's the worst injury you've ever had? Jack grinned. Oh, you don't want to know. Try me. And as they trekked through the bioluminescent forest, Jack regaled her with tales of broken bones, dislocated shoulders, and stitches gone wrong. Zylith listened in horrified fascination, her respect for humanity growing with every word. By the end of the day, she was laughing along with him. Epilogue. Months later, when the stellar horizon returned to Earth for resupply, Zylith accompanied Jack to his home planet. She wanted to see the world that had produced such a strange and remarkable species. As they walked through a bustling city, Zylith marveled at the humans around her. They were so different from one another. Different sizes, different colors, different languages. And yet they